I guess so. Ollie Wines, Hammer. Do you expect them to play? And is that a risk given coming off pretty big injuries?
Yeah, it is a risk, but both in the mix. Ollie's had a couple of really solid weeks on the track now, so whether he plays or not quite sure at this point in time. And Hammer's strung a couple of really solid games together for the Magpies and the Sandful, so they'll both come into consideration this week, and that'll be discussed as the week goes on.
Who's more closer, do you think?
Oh, it's 50-50, flip a coin. But yeah, as I've said, Ollie, 2 really solid weeks now where he's tested himself out, and Hammer's been playing, so they're both fit. If they come in, no doubt they'll play their role, leaders of the team.
What's the risk, Tom?
Well, Ollie coming off a shoulder, just a time frame. There's a lot of random movement when you're actually playing compared to what you can put yourself through at training session, so there's a risk in that. With Hammer, match fitness, I suppose. He's only played the 2 games back, so but other than that, they're both raring and ready.
Hamish said he's pretty good to go, and he reckons his knee's pulled up well. He's run out the games pretty well. So, what do you think he might need to do to prove to Ken and everyone that he is good?
I don't think he has to do too much to prove that he's right to play. It's getting just the match fitness. Like, you can run all you want over the summer, and he did everything he needed to do over the summer. But yeah, just getting a few more games match fitness might be key for him. But in saying that, what way selection goes, we'll figure that out as the week goes on.
Does Jack's injury influence what you do with Hamish?
Maybe, but we've got a number of backs that are in really good form at the moment at Sandful level, so there's a few that could come into consideration. Dougal Howard played well on the weekend. There's a number of guys. Joel Garner's playing some good footy down back at Sandful level, so there's a number of guys who'll be in the mix, and Hamish is another one of those.
I think Chris said on radio this morning that Jack may still play a significant part of the season. Can you just shed some light? How much footy do you expect him, or what's the time frame you expect him to miss at this stage?
Yeah, it's a good question, but from all reports, surgery went well. Broken fibula and partially dislocated ankle, which doesn't sound too great, but we'll play it by ear. He could be back half of the season, we're not sure. So to put a time frame on it, I couldn't give you an accurate assessment right now.
Is that the best case though? You kind of, halfway through the year, you look at him and say, okay, well, he's going to do a bit of Sandful, and then, at the business end, hopefully get him in? Well,
if he's fit, absolutely. It's unfortunate for him. He's dealt with a bit over the summer, came in, and his form early on was really solid. So it's unfortunate for him to go down, but he can deal with adversity quite well. And when he does come back, I've no doubt he'll play a role if he's back before the season end.
Is that the hope though? I know, like you said, it's hard to put a time frame on it, but is the expectation that he can play footy again this season and it won't end his year?
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but from all reports, surgery did go well. So if he's fit and up and going, I have full faith in the medical staff and fitness staff to get him up to a point where if he's able to play, he'll come into selection back half of the year.
So at this stage, no one's said it's season ending?
No, that hasn't been mentioned at this point in time.
Is his as bad as Charlie's, do you know? Is it hard to compare?
Well, for me it is, yeah. I'm not really across all that sort of stuff when it comes to broken bones and what's going on inside their body, but Charlie's, it's been really frustrating off-season for him. He takes a couple of really positive steps forwards and then takes a couple back, so how do they compare with Watsia and him, I'm not entirely sure, but it'd be nice for us to have them both out there, but right now it's not the case.
It's fair to say if it is slightly as bad as Charlie's, he's unlikely for the year, isn't he?
It's a bloody good question, mate, and one I can't give the answer to, I'm afraid.
This time last year, Brisbane didn't look so crash up, but it's like a full 180 in a year's time. It's a long time in footy, isn't it?
It certainly is, and they've got a lot of strength right across the field when you look through their team, and really positive start. Round 1 on their home deck, beating last year's premiers, and then travelling interstate for them and having a big win on the weekend. That's huge for their club. So they're up and about, playing some exciting footy, and they've added some great midfield depth to their team. Some really strong, clearance players in Lockie Neal and Jared Lyons from the Gold Coast. So they're certainly up and about, and it's a great challenge for us to go up and play them on their home deck this weekend.
You stop Lockie Neal at the moment.
Yeah, put 3 blokes on him. He's in some sort of nick. Yeah, each week he knows how to find the ball. He's a very smart midfielder, so we'll no doubt look into him as a team during the week and how we approach that. But he's not one we just single out. They've got as I already touched on, a really solid midfield. Zorko, add that to the mix as well. They're pretty solid through that part of the ground.
You guys responded well to a bit of a challenge, and Saturday the Blues are okay. What did you think you did well to keep them at bay?
Yeah, they are. They're going right, Carlton. Again, a lot of young talent through their team and mixed with a good blend of experience too. I thought we were probably a little bit sluggish early on to get going, and then got the game on our terms, say back half of the first quarter and right the way through the second. Scoreboard reflected that, and then when the rain set in, I reckon third quarter, we probably didn't play the conditions that well, and our work rate probably just dropped away a little, and we were able to let Carlton back into the game. So we addressed that in fourth quarter again, got the game on our terms and played smarter. We were able to impact the scoreboard a bit more.
Do you think your start surprised anyone, Tomo? I mean, you take down Melbourne, Blues. I mean, the Blues have been unpredictable, but you still got to beat them. Do you think the 2-zip start surprised anyone? Yeah,
maybe. I have no doubt. Round 1 of the MCG against a team that everyone's predicted to push for a premiership this year in the Demons. No one really gave us a chance to go over and win that game, but as far as internal belief goes, we know what we're capable of doing if we get things right. The things we've trained over the summer, just to roll that into the game and make sure we get it right. There's certainly inner belief that we can get the job done no matter who we're front up against.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, mate.